not the best look. So Blue Jays looking to clean this one up, right? Paloma hoping that a CT side start might be all they need. Something like that. They need a bit of a miracle, perhaps. We'll see whether they can change the tune as the game goes on. It starts here with the pistol.
KCO hoping to start things off with a quick head for two. One to come from him, perhaps, but for now, just the one kill fade away. They've got the kit, they've got the smoke to try and get the defuse. Danny, as always, prolific with the entries. Assassinito is right there with him, and the ragtag duo will ragtag him out of CT. It's Isu to try and close the gap, but the gap between his head and a bullet is what ends up being closed instead. All down to KCO. Don't know if he's got much of a chance of a hit. Started off the round nicely, but probably wasn't expecting all of his teammates to be dead by the time he had to get something else out of it. Inching forward. Page Gonzalez, nothing to found. He's just being tagged up from every side, and it's a quad for Danny. This guy just does not stop.
No, sir. He's continuing that trend from the first map, keeping it going. But yeah, a bit of an unfortunate one. Actually, exactly the same pistol that we saw yesterday. So it seems like it is pretty common. Keep it simple, flashing towards CT, and yeah, just again play around those individuals. And I think that Mirage is going to give them a bit more scope to do that on the Blue Jays side of things. A lot more confident with it, and I think we will perhaps see one or two of the individuals take over. Danny's already starting to do so. If he can continue the form, continue the trend, then it's going to be very hard to stop him for sure.
Looking forward to seeing right now whether Permitta / Paloma can actually come through and have themselves a few nice showings from some of the individual players. If nothing else, it's always one of the more exciting things about advanced teams progressing forward. KCO, once again, nice little dig shot from behind. Will at least take down the entry machine.
True. Pretty big name. We'll see whether they can manage without him, I suppose. But even then, regardless of who they've killed, definitely the how of it, I suppose, is the most important thing, because it comes very early, totally untraded, even, you know, not trading map positioning or anything like that. So they're in a really good spot, and the big man's got an AK, right? That is very scary. Could win ooh, on these 1v1s. Indeed, he will. ISO as well, getting the catch onto the player on short. I think that was. That's why that trade never comes in. And now, ooh, just down to Kicksan. He might just have given himself the space to plant the bomb here. Fake it out. Oh my god! Kicksan!
That's a 1v5. The second you see him get those first two kills, man, just follow up on the tree, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the cognizance to go for a fake, right? Get off the bomb, take this frag, rather than try and risk it. A lot of players wouldn't do that there. And then, I think that's one of the fastest spray transfers I've seen in a long time. That I've been able to personally witness and cast over, for sure. That was insane. Goodness me. Nice little response to open up this round. As Olim's gone for the glass cannon MP9. Gets flashed in, finds himself $600, so he'll be kind of happy with that. Unfortunately, nobody else has chimed in quite yet. There is a chance. There is scope for that with the low HP of a couple players here, but we're expecting this one, especially because the B-bomb site's open, we're expecting this one to be over quick. Yeah. Still reeling. Yeah, still just unbelievable. We have a whole round to stomach that one.
I think the worst part is that Paloma also have a whole round to stomach whatever just happened over there.
Uh-oh.
Lion has not got himself one of those same shots. Kicksan, Danny, both of them starting things off as strong as can possibly be. Hell, just as stylish as well.
Goodness, well, yes, Paloma going to have to move on from it, right? You can see maybe a little bit of tilt setting in there. Laner on the Deagle, shooting a bit early. What's he doing? You know, all that kind of stuff, because he's just bouncing around at the top of Dark there. So, yeah, they, as a team, some of the individuals even are hoping that they can answer back quickly, because it could just spiral out of control after a clutch like that, bro. Like, what can you, I would take a pause. If I were a voice behind this team, I would take a pause and be like, right, things like that happen sometimes. Let's make sure we're all in the right headspace moving forwards. Oh, that's a good way to get everybody in the right headspace. Double spray down coming in. Olive knows his angles will get traded out, but surely it doesn't work here. Styles, he's got other things to say. It was maybe the Danny show over on Ancient, but Styles was right there, the double act between the two of them. And, well, he's looking to take the main stage on this one, it would seem. 3 versus 2 should be the round for my money, unless a kill came in from the AWP. No kit, glass cannon AWP. Yeah, it's not happening, mate. Not happening. Blue Jays moving forward again. It's off the back of an individual. Styles is too clean.
This could be another
Finding
ace.
himself for dropping the AWP, and indeed the ace is there, but it's denied.
Started this off with 2 kills.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, again, that's why I think, you know, viewers at home, it kind of comes from our angle and where it's like, oh, well, yeah, Blue Jays looking really dominating or whatever. At the top level of the game, even at this level of the game, going into a 5v3 for free through smoke early in the round, not used all your utility, etc., etc. You don't really even have to give up the position if you don't want to. That is an unlosable position. Yeah, you've got that 95% chance of winning, let's say, and then you allow that 5% chance to come in. It's not because Blue Jays have entirely outperformed or, oh, wow, that's incredible. Maybe the clutch is, but in a round like that, you're making mistakes if you let it slip. And these players will know that. These players will know that, and it will kind of start to affect them a bit negatively. Casey on the side. Can't find anything. Another 5v3, but this time in favor of Blue Jays.
I'm just trying to think about what the mental has to be like for Paloma. You know, let's put yourself in their shoes. You've just beat Bad News Eagles. That's a team that made it to the Legends stage at the last major. I mean, if they can maybe get off a couple of individual plays to win out this round, there still could be some morale to be salvaged, some good damage dealt. It's SNX to follow through, but the bomb's ticked down very low. Kixon realizes that there is no time to defuse it. He is more interested in finding the exits right now, as the round is already guaranteed. But just to go back to what I was saying, Strip, you've just beat BNE. You're thinking Blue Jays. Well, we've barely ever heard of them, actually. We know they were good last season. Maybe you just got lucky. It's all right. And now you're just being aced. You're being quad killed. You get 2 entry kills, and then the other guy just gets 4 more after that. This is just individual brilliance that is taking over every single round.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, you're kind of going to look a bit internally and be like, oh, I guess we just can't necessarily match up against this in the way that they're playing. And this is the thing with the team as well, is getting over it as mental, like I spoke about. You need to make sure that you're all good, because they've also just lost their own map pick in a pretty dominating fashion. Now they move on to the scary map, and it starts off like that. It starts off with an insane 1v4, right? So, yeah, madness, absolute madness. Kixan getting a trade out here. The Blue Jays just running rings around him again, man. Damage on Styles. Casey can't win his fight. Yeah, this is devolving into chaos. It really is.
And in chaos, Blue Jays will try. They aren't even planting the bomb immediately. They will take their time initially. Olymp is now about to be circled in upon. We'll find the first kill at the very least. So consolation, but consolation is never really something that solves problems, only mitigates them.
Very true. There you are. There's a nice little tidbit for you out there. Educational as well as entertaining.
Thank you.
Alrighty. What do you think? What would you be saying if you're behind them? What are you trying to even out the mental? Maybe go for a crazy aggressive round? What's the method for Paloma to get their first round?
To be honest, it's really just their initial setups are all right. It's really just the fact that they aren't able to get into a good position after they find the initial kill. Like, again, you see over here, Olimp's got the first kill. He's had a few moments for sure. But now, everyone in the CTs is split up so much that ISO is completely isolated. And Olymp might be as well, so this could just be a 1v1 that goes the other way.
The tough one in this round that you kind of have to give them, you know, the caveat of is, of course, the buy is just kind of all over the place. Which, again, to me, speaks to a bit of panic. But it certainly, within the round itself, would mean that it's going to be a bit more challenging to win it out. However, that being said, they're walking straight into the Lion's Den with these ones, right? Olymp going to go down, but not before he finds two. Laner's here with the AWP, and he's not fragging. Solid round from Lanor. Great finds. 3K comes in, makes it look nice and easy, and that's the way. Apparently, Paloma are going to win their first round. Is Blue Jays maybe just walking into an unexpected kind of setup there from the CTs.
Very crucial to have the AWP in a position where it can try and play off of where teammates have already revealed position. You know, after Olymp gets that first kill over there, they know that there's another player back in jungle as well, and that's where, for Blue Jays, their MO has been to find isolated players, or just find players where they already have the information. Aid Kit and Lena back and forth playing a game of catch, and it's bullets, said Troy.
Solid stuff. Absolutely solid stuff. Not a bad way to be opening up. Where do things go from here, though, of course? We've got Kixon down below, but by himself. Player in towards Palace, but by himself. Might see some action in a second. No. I was watching SNX. He's not going to go for the late round push. I was going to say, might be a bit ill-advised. Casey trying to watch down below. And now, unfortunately, a little bit trapped himself. So Blue Jays certainly recognize, you know, a decent round comes out from Paloma. Let's play nice and slow in the follow-up, right? Don't give them the opportunity to catch us in the chaos. SNX, though, well-timed peak. Speaking of well-timed peaks, they're all over the place, apparently. Lanor's still here with the AWP, however, and we know how scary this guy can be. Oh, KC got to find it. It's effort, but he does. 3 versus 2. Trade is there, though. Another towards CT does indeed come in. Not a lot of time to get the bomb down, but get it down they will. The nade would have been a good idea to deny that plant. An aid kit gets the timing on KC. Blue Jays will be back on the board. Still a challenge for them.
Okay, this is getting a little bit too deep into Blue Jays territory. Another timeout comes in, and I think it's now my turn to ask. Script, what would you do in this circumstance?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's totally fair enough, right? Because, yeah, it's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer. And I'm sure when I asked you, you were like, for goodness sake, got to come up with something. So, and I'm quite transparently stalling to also come up with something right now. Honestly, I'm always a fan when I get asked questions like that, you know, by a co-commentator or whatever. I think a mix-up is always what I like to say. Very simple, not the deepest analysis in the world, but I think that throwing yourself into a round, go for 3 aggressive out mid or something along those lines, just really find, especially on the CT side, really find a confident move that you believe in, and yeah, push deep, push hard. And I think that can be, again, just a little bit of a mix-up to say to Blue Jays that it's like, we're not going to let you keep playing your game. We want to pull out our own ideas, our own aggression.
Oh, Assassinator found out early on. KCO's incredibly successful and short in a few of these rounds, and with later finding another. 8Kid's not feeling too happy about the ding to his face. He will gain some sort of vengeance, but his assailants are about to be increased.
Sometimes, Mamoon, you don't have to do anything to win a round. You just have to let them come to you. That's also the inverse. I don't think either of us really thought of. Don't change anything. It might just work out this round. And of course, Blue Jays have gone for last round. They were very slow, very thought out, quite methodical. Game a bit close. Maybe they weren't happy with that, so they decided this round they were going to do the exact opposite and just pick up the pace, rush everywhere in and around the B bomb site, and it didn't really work. It didn't really work at all.
Well, I think the real question over here is now, Paloma. 1 round is nice to get. 2, even better. But is it going to be enough to maintain that consistency that that you're mentioning, where you don't have to do too much and just let Blue Jays fall into your hands? That's a separate question entirely. As far as Blue Jays is concerned, they have been missing out on some of those crucial entries that they were actually relying on very heavily, even in Ancient. Let's also acknowledge the fact that although Danny looked insane, Stars had some great moments as well. Blue Jays were not necessarily always put into the best of situations through their systems and protocols. They were generally speaking, they ended up being forced to rely on those entries at times. So we'll have to wait to see whether this is maybe where Paloma can put a stop. Like you said, they've had a good record on Mirage so far.
Possible. It is possible. I don't know, though, man. Starting off, so far down as they have, it's going to be a difficult run back. No real mistakes from here on in. Oh, clean flash. Clean flash and frag as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Beautiful stuff there from the CT side. And there's that aggression. They've, saved it around later than maybe I would have called it. Maybe that's the move. But now they're able to reaffirm their position. One round comes to them. They battle for the next one, and now they will have broken the bank if they can convert this. So it is the perfect time to go for it, and they also pulled it off very, very well there.
Because he was in such an incredibly annoying position. They were expecting him. Kixon's only good for the single trade, and now what it had detected. KCO has been phenomenal playing in from short. Such a crucial part of basically every single round that they've had. It's been between him and Lena who've been able to deliver the most value to their teams.
Money, money, money. Pretty good moves here from Paloma. And as mentioned, speaking of that money, it's not really present for the T side. So we've got a few Deagles. Well, actually, no, we've got one Deagle. And of course, a smoke and a flash. So they've got an idea to try and get the bomb down, but I don't really expect too much to come from this. Immortal last words of a caster right there. There is a player as well trying to make presence on that B side, so maybe this is going to be part of the cell, part of the fake. It's Aid Kit. He's eating a nade. He's the only one with a D, so kind of interesting. Trying to catch this player rotating nades. I think he's just been spotted there. He's been spotted now, of course. Finished off. And now what? Not really sure what the goal is of the guy looking over towards B, maybe hoping to just distract the A players ever so slightly, and it seems like it has. Just about worked. Nade. Unlucky. 2 nades, in fact, and a spam, just to make sure. Nice pickup from Danny. Does the damage, keep the economy modest, but no cheeky bomb plan.
And that matters. That matters a lot. Kixon, Stars, and AK, none of them actually have utility and an AK. You have to choose between one and the other, and obviously I'm expecting them most to prioritize the AK. So I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Jays wants to go for a concerted effort onto the A-bomb site as a result of the lack of utility now, but it is sort of getting to that territory where you're really running away with the game, but you're focusing and forcing so hard to get back to winning ways that you could end up giving up this massive advantage you had. Like, you're already looking at what should be a projected 5th round for Paloma, at least when you consider the state of their utility. Obviously, that's not all there is to it, but if Paloma get this 5th, 6th won't be too far off, and then you've already got a serviceable half, let alone when you consider that they started off, what, 7-1? Something like that?
Walk out onto A. Aid Kit. That is incredibly awkward, but they managed to trade him out. They've taken a lot of damage trying to get out here, though. They literally have just gone for the walkout A strat. And again, it's a bit south. Lena. Spidey senses tingle. Here's the footstep, but not fast enough for the reaction.
What?
Oh, Kixan. Maybe he's the one on this map looking so hot. His teammates, unfortunately, are not. Another clutch required, man. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. This guy is on it this evening. Goodness gracious. ISO 8 HP. Looking for the ace is ISO. Well, Kixon's going to do his best to deny it away, and I would certainly give him the bookie's bet here. Feels like he's going to get this one over the line.
you're going to have to wait to see. Ice has got all the positional advantages. Could be anywhere. Kicks it. Is he really going back to the B-bomb side? Oh my god, there's so little time. He's not going to make it. 10 seconds. 6 now on the clock. He's going to spot out the player. He's being tagged up. That might make the difference. 5 on the clock. 4. He's lost it. Right to the nick of time. Kicks in. Is he going to get it? Yes! Barely. Just an ISO. Has gone and picked up the AWP. No, so he's not got a chance with the M4. That's for sure. With Kixon on the other side. Perfect angle. Hell, he's into him. Kixon! With a full quad kill, Paloma will be stopped at 4 despite finding every advantage. Kixon is there to deliver.
What a monster. What a great game this guy is having. Absolutely incredible stuff. Again, just kind of taken aback. The presence of mind that he's displaying in some of these clutches, you know, that is incredibly close. I don't think he knows the exact timing, the exact calculation to get towards B from that spot, but, you know, knows that he's got a pretty decent chance. Then the tag comes in. But the big one for me is just reading that the players coming in from short. Really smart stuff. And, yeah, just giving them the run around once again. Now, the money wasn't fantastic coming into this round. The buy is not good for this T side, so they've gone for another fast one. And they continue to find success in these fast ones, actually. Great shots being hit. Laynor deciding not to go for the peek in. Try and hold the angle or whatever. But the bomb has made it round. 5 versus 3. Imagine with where the cash is at, you probably save if you're Paloma here. Try and get the end of the half going.
Kixon might just be able to cut these players off again. This guy's been... he's been untouchable. He's been absolutely untouchable. Up on the other side now. Lane is so worried about peeking around the corner. His rifle barrel's showing as well. There's just absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing they can do to disable this guy. Up to 9 already. And where we were talking about the T-side economy being in a fragile place. Now CTs have been completely unraveled. This is just a nightmare situation for Paloma.
Yeah, a little bit disastrous, to be honest. Again, it is a bit of a repeat where it's like, you know, somewhat clean, some nice rounds in there, some good individual moments, but they're not able to consistently find wins. And for me, that kind of speaks to this plague that some teams can have, whether it's overall or just within a series or what, but they don't know where their won rounds are coming from, if that makes sense. They're not making a call, they're not making a setup, calling a push, whatever, that wins them the round. It's more off of, you know, slightly random factors, you could argue, that are making the difference.
Can they get a USP round? You know, they do have at least this timing. Oldham could find an AWP, but as soon as I say that, 8Kit's turned around. KCO is hoping for a knife of all things. I mean, might just get it. He might just get it. 8Kit turns around and no scope. The disrespect from KCO will not be tolerated. 8Kit is just going to continue on trying to hunt these USBs down. How many chances are they going to be given to try and take this all down? All the chances.
Not going. Can't really... Ooh, break out, I was going to say. I thought Laynor was going down there, but no. Kixan proving that he is a bit mortal, even against an A1S with aim punch. So yeah, looks like we're going to be closed out for 10 here. Maybe 11 on the cards as well for Blue Jays before they even move on to that all-important CT side. You know, all the good stuff. A1S. Momentum. You know, pretty powerful right now, isn't it? CT end.
Obviously, with the kind of individual performances that have been put up as well from multiple players on Blue Jays side. I mean, 8Kit looking like this, Kixon as well. You put either one of them on a side of piece, and I mean, what do you say? 2v5, they might still get it.
Okay. Hoping for a bit more competition. That's what we wanted out of Mirage. So the 10-5 is going to set that up. Is going to give us that. Maybe they can win the pistol in the second half. And we feel pretty confident for them moving forwards. But right now, it's all about Blue Jays. It really is. And, you know, I can see him now, tea time. Bias casters and all that, but no, it's just the way the rounds are being won, guys. Blue Jays have looked really, really scary, and not just the team, but Kicksan in particular on this map. And that, again, speaks to the fact that they have a lot of individuals to work around. Nice angle from Olymp. They get the catch onto Aid Kit. Lena goes down, trying to take a wide swing. Not got the big green in hand, so maybe not as clean on that AK. Fair bit of damage comes onto Styles, though, so still could go either way.
Theo, intercepts Kicksan. They kill to find, especially when you consider that that gives him full uncontested access to connector. That is where every single one of the Blue Jays members are, but he is much more concerned with jungle and reinforcing it. Isu's backed off right as he would have been given up a timing. Reed peeks back out over, unable to find the frag, and it's the push through, which he's punished instead. Trade is good, but it's still 2-on-3. Caseo spots a player out. It's Danny to drop the bomb in the open, and with Styles being oh so very low, 22 HP is certainly going to be insufficient to try and take this one home. At least you'd expect that, but with player creeping in and around the side, Styles have avoided him. Freebie, but not the second. 10-5, Blue Jays. Right half from them, but Paloma will still be keeping things maybe, just maybe, contestable. We're off to a break. We'll be back in just a bit.
Hello, everyone. Second half of the second map getting underway. We're here with EU ECL as well. If you are just tuning in, perhaps catching, well, Blue Jays set to find themselves a dominating victory yet again, if they can pull it off. And things are looking good after that first half, that is for sure. Joined again by tea time. We've got Aid Kit on that first line, Kixan on that second line. Neither of them finding anything. Aid Kit does eventually chime in, but the Glocks mowing down a couple. Oh, he's going to catch Aid Kit on the reload, indeed. Down he will go embarrassingly a little bit. Egg on his face, but in comes the cavalry, especially Casanito. Can't quite find that second frag for him. Oh my goodness. Danny a bit panicked, and the Glocks will win it out on the day.
The start that Paloma needed, that is for sure, but I'm surprised that ADK keeps himself alive that long. Cute attempt that he went for, actually, initially, where he tried to go for the Van bunny hop onto ledge, but the problem is that that actually sets you up very poorly for the B rush when it starts to come in, because you aren't in the best of positions to take the initial peek and back off. He does still actually commit to the top Van angle, which is surprising considering how much more slowed down it does become. But despite that, just couldn't get enough done, and the kills from Sasanito as well were not enough. Now, full USB eco, and they're going to have to wait to see what they can find. Nice attempt on the boost. Reboost up as well, and they are going to continue fighting. That's a cute one. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, nice idea, you know, always on those USP boosts. I don't think we're ever going to be angry about seeing more of them. For some reason, there's loads on Inferno, so it's kind of cool to see other maps have potential. And now they've slightly changed the stack. They've just immediately been spotted. Nice smoke, dude.
I think I found myself a cheerleader.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't really know. This game state's gone a bit weird. That smoke as well from Olive. It's not doing it. They're gonna find a kill. There you go. That's all they wanted. Just the one.
Oh, that's some synchronized diving going on there. Case CEO.
How's he gotten two in like 1 second? Again, another fast spray transfer. These guys are really good at this video game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Caseo's actually managed to get himself up to 19 now. Somehow more than Kixan, who got an ace and a quad kill clutch. So, you know, that's a built different moment. For sure.
Okay. Little weird there. I think one player doesn't quite know the lineup on that smoke. I think you caught that as well. Nonetheless, ISO going to get the entry here. Casanito with a quick trade out. Very difficult to deal, isn't it? Yeah, and you just walk straight into an AWP as well. They've got a perfect setup to deal with the palace push. Kind of needed a smoke to go down. Paloma felt like after finding Danny that they should perhaps burst out, but always too good to be true when you get that early frag. You know what I mean? The rest of the setup is ready for Danny to go down if he doesn't get the timing. And that's exactly what happened. The recovery's there, and now Paloma are kind of back to square one. Aid Kit does get a bit caught, not really respecting there could be more players in Palace. I guess Casanito also going to get caught. I thought this was a surefire done thing, but Paloma have proved it wrong. Kixan back to the 2-on-2, now 2v1, and yep, it's a 10 HP Olymp. Kixan with the pre-fire even. Absolute beast. Will find number 11 here for Blue Jays.
Kixan's just a different kind of animal. This guy is insane. Whenever he's coming in from jungle, the amount of rounds we've seen him consistently find the one-on-one duels, it looks less like a 50, more like just 100 for this guy. He is unreal.
Yeah, really looking good. This seems to be his map for sure. At least at the moment. Hopefully we get to catch more Blue Jays as the season goes on, but unfortunately, I don't think it'll be together. So, but you know, we can report back. The odd Kixan is the GOAT message. But we'll see about that. We'll see about that. For this game, certainly performing really well, maybe overperforming. We'll see. If it becomes consistent, we might have to start paying a lot of attention to these Blue Jays boys. As we mentioned a little bit earlier on in proceedings, this has to be a game that they put away cleanly. And if that is off the back of, you know, a couple individuals showing that they can make mincemeat out of these guys, well, fair enough. They're contending for the top spot. Paloma would hope that they can do that. Permitta, as they are now called, would hope that they can do that. But it's, certainly easier said than done. Aid Kit going to move off the angle. Nearly gets taken down by not one, but two players. Nice entry for Lena, and the return damage is not really there. So this is a great little spot for Paloma to be in.
Kicks in on the other side of the smoke. Castillo could just end up whopping him down. Having moved past this is really dangerous. Because he can actually scale up the stairs and find Kixon. As a result of that, even fades back through the smoke before it's dissipated just now. If I remember my timing correctly, is when it should have gone by. And Olymp's been given time to come in for the backstab. Castillo with the retrieved rifle does get in at least a couple of bullets, but Styles will find him regardless. A great round coming out from Paloma on the C side.
Whoop. Bit awkward. Lena not quite catching a player down below. Are they going to give it a go here? I mean, I think Danny felt like we should have been in position to go for it, but not going to be the case. Hopefully catch an exit or two. Taking the AWP back into his hands, though, is ISO, which is a pretty big deal. Make sure they've got one into the next round. All good. Nice, smooth round from Paloma. Got to keep them going, though, as has been the trend throughout the entire series. They pick up a rifle, they get returned on instantly. So they need to change that narrative, right? They need to find some secure rounds here.
City side on grab an AWP if they want to force play into the next one. So if you expect to see anything like it, wouldn't be surprised to have maybe just someone like Danny being facilitating and pushing very aggressively. Obviously, not quite the same game as we saw from him in Ancient. That was just something out of a storybook, but if you can get him aggressive on the CT side, I'm sure he's got something to deliver. Hell, I would have even hated if you just buy Kevlar or maybe Aid Kit and try and just get the initial 1v1s and pick up the weapons after.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad idea, right? Or something like this where, yeah, you go for a little bait play. They're gathering a lot of info here. It's obviously all 5 across towards B. Great little flash comes in. That drops the bomb and 2 players. Could be the start of something beautiful. The only issue is the rotators are about as far away as you can get from this bomb site. So Kixan got to stay alive, got to stay safe, maybe find a kill. He just can't do any of that, unfortunately. He gets overwhelmed. 3 versus 3 now. Speaking of overwhelmed, in comes the AK. It's all down to Danny. Would be a hell of a thing, but the AWP is ready to cover the retreat of Olymp.
That's actually a bit of a mistake. That's actually a bit of a mistake coming up from the Blue Jays side on the rotate over Assassinate when company were so slow and weren't really making enough noise over there that when you know where the flashbang is thrown for the B players, there's only one real retreat if you want to go defensively, it's to mark it. But instead, going back to bench is an angle that you're never going to be expecting that to be 100% unless you're expecting a stack there. So when the Blue Jays players don't make noise rotating back over, it affirms the fact that the flashing player could still be on the bomb site without really any distraction being made. So a small little hiccup in their communication perhaps, and that means that Kixon can't find anything with the Deagle.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not as tuned in and around like that as well. But I certainly see where you're coming from. I think on the pistols, though, they're being a bit lax, aren't they? And that kind of complacency might creep into your rifle rounds as well, and we really do not want that to happen. But it is a shame. It is a shame that secondary rifle set up to do an awful lot if it was just 5 seconds sooner. But not to be. Perhaps in an alternate universe. This is where things really get serious for Blue Jays, though. We can't give them the benefit of the doubt in a round like this. They've got to be winning it to retain their lead, to be honest. If Paloma get this, we are all evened up. And Casey, not as he easy frag. Maybe could have stolen away a couple more. He might just get the opportunity at it. He's got off rotations at the very least. Player in towards Dark is spotted and finished. That's the save. 5v3. There's buy in the next. The AWP should make it out here thanks to that frag. He says, ooh, if you'd gone a bit deeper, Olymp, you would have found him all alone. Not going to be the pan out that we get. But either way, Paloma have made this one close.
This is really impressive from Permitta / Paloma. And the way they've actually managed to bring this back is really nice to see. Some great T-side structure actually assisting them on their way. Blue Jays, the only round they've gotten so far, still ended with their economy not being the best of places. So they were forced to save very soon after that. And Blue Jays are going to be thinking back to some of the rounds that they lost on the CT side and feeling a whole lot more regret here because Paloma And they are very close to equalizing already. 11-10 Blue Jays. You wouldn't expect to say that after the performances that some of these players were putting up.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, they found a rifle in this half as well. So it's not like we're looking at, oh, they won the pistol and they've been returned on in the force buy, or maybe you can say they got a crazy half buy of their own in there. No, it's a case of they won a clean rifle round and they've not been able to keep them going. So, you know, we're starting to eat our words a little bit here in the casting room, because Permitta, Paloma, actually impressing on the T side, which you'd figure would be very difficult for them to do on a map that they've only got a handful of games on, really. All won, sure, but still looking really good, and the resilience here that they are showing is quite something.
Some information given up initially by Styles, and the fact that he is playing more of a defensive angle might be read into as a result of that laner. He's just hoping for someone on Blue Jays to make a mistake, which has generally been a pretty good strategy in all fairness. Even on that CT side, but for now it's Olymp to fall. That B-side lurker has been sidelined.
It's a big kill. You're a minute in, finding it for free. And yeah, finding no one else in the B apartments. You can see the move from AidKit, getting that AWP nice and dynamic, moving it away from the B bomb site and giving some presence at mid. Might look towards A now, though, that smoke comes in. Player in at dark again. Been here a couple times. Danny nearly in for the double, not quite there. And AidKit even pushes through the smoke with the AWP to end it. And Blue Jays finally have hit their groove again. It's only the one round. They've done this before, as I mentioned. The return buy will be there. We are not counting the eggs before they hatch, but Blue Jays hold on to their lead. That's the important thing.
That lead, however, if they're going to continually rely on Paloma being the ones to be picked off initially, one by one, this is where I start to wonder what happens when Paloma speeds things up. Generally speaking, their death ball strategy has been paying off a little bit more so. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe go back to it after initial map control defaulting, but that is a big if. As an if they are able to figure that out without the X-ray and all the doohickeys we are given. Beautiful grenade. Not so much damage, and with a double connector presence, this could be massive from Blue Jays.
Danny has been finished off by a tag and a nade, though, in towards CT. Nice find coming in from Lena. So they're definitely going to need these return kills from the connector players, from maybe the ladder room player. It's difficult to tell. Casanito, a dangerous game. There's a player on shore that could take him down. He's hidden in the smoke here, though. He could get a massive payoff. Finds one. Pre-fight for another and does indeed get it. Big deal. 3 versus 3. AidKit on the AWP here at CT. He's alone for now.
There's only one flashbang.
Oh, yeah, this is scary. This is scary, though. I like this move from the AWPer. Keeping things safe. Waiting for the plan to come in. Lena's watching it. He knows. And AidKit will take him down. Goodness gracious, that is a hell of a crunch coming in from that CT side. Bomb plant denied from, well, taken down from short, etc., etc. Looks to be a dodgy connector smoke, actually, that might have allowed that to happen. And Blue Jays, they'll get it done in the retake too. And the pressure's on. Looking good.
Blue Jays have consistently been fantastic on these retakes on the A-bomb site. The problem for Paloma is that they've actually very rarely been able to force out the jungle player and the CT player both at the same time. So there's so much more late round expectation where these guys can play off of each other, and then when you've only got a flashbang, 8 kids playing from CT, that's always going to be a difficult round anyhow. So that compounding of difficulty is just too much for them to deal with on the Blue Jays side. Lena now, again, very little utility. This is as much of a desperate buy as you can maybe expect to see. And a round as deep as this, AidKit is just waiting and holding for the push to come in. Looks like Ice is going to be setting up for a window smoke, but a great timing on the Molotov right as they would be peeking forward. AidKit will be able to keep them forced away. Will get the shot through the smoke right as it's blooming, but Satanito is the trade from Connector. The trade that Blue Jays is more than likely happy with, as AidKit can just come through and cover his spot off.
Casey's eaten a nade earlier on as well. Now finished off by Kicksam, made nice and easy there on the M4. AidKit looking to find SNX, but he never sticks around for long, does this guy? He loves moving about. Either way, in apartments, we've got another kill coming through for the Blue Jays. It was close, it was competitive, but as it has indeed, you know, stressed them out and gotten as close as damn it, they've found that 6th gear again. We've not seen it as much on this map as we did on Ancient, but it's come at the tail end. And it's looking pretty good. Still a chance, though. ISO and SNX remain alive.
Styles, as long as he doesn't get picked off, this should be fairly stable. Kixon comes in from the side and he takes the initial duel in place of Styles, recognizing the importance of finding that B-side lurker, and that leaves SNX all alone. 1-on-4, no chances here for him whatsoever. At least that's what you'd think, but hey man, we've seen a 1v5 already. Why not a 1v4 with an ace slash to top it off with 15 seconds? Maybe, Screv, maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not, but we can dream. Maybe 1 kill? Nice, dude.
I appreciate the cheerleading, but he is going to fall after time, which is less nice.
That is really not nice. I don't know what he was doing. He picked up an M4 and he was like, I don't want this. Back to the Galil and then just died after time. What are you doing?
Immediate tech non investment as well. Guys, we were force spying, right? Yeah, that's it's all good. Worst possible circumstance to be in. This is even going to end up impacting the next round. He's just been relegated to setting up a fake on the A-bomb side. Where are those smokes going? Freebie.
Nice. I mean, they're happy to take the orb down. Not going to get it, like, because the defense that comes in to avenge their teammate is pretty good. But we're looking set for 15. The issue is it's great to take the orb out or whatever. They're not going to be able to retrieve it, actually. A little bit of a mishap there. I think there was certainly time for someone to get in there and retrieve it. But you need the rounds, mate, or you need massive damage that's going to help you get the rounds. 1 kill's not really going to do it.
Do or die. Quite possibly do and die as well for Paloma. And it is going to be right back to basics. An A-side setup is what they've got in mind. And look, this is going to be one where Danny tried to get aggressive early on. The Molotov, he was hoping that it was mask off his aggression. There's a had gone awry. Just a little bit of advantage loss. 8K trying to fight in from default. What a position for the orb to hold later. Trades it out immediately.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm a massive fan of that angle, actually. Might have to nick it, to be fair. Speaking of nicking it, in comes the AK. Oh, goodness. Kicksan looking for more multi-kill spray transfers. The opportunity is definitely there for him down to the 1v1. Casanito going to win it and going to win the series off the back of it. What a chaotic finish on the A-bomb side, but it will be Blue Jays to take it clean 2-0. A little more competition in the mid-game there from Paloma, but ultimately not able to put up the numbers, not able to keep up on an individual level, and some